now it's live.
And now we're live, and I see Braden in the chat, and I don't know who else is here. So say hi, people. Charles just went to get his. I'll let him explain it.
Yeah, I'll go get it. It's. I'll put my pepper hat on. So this is a Mojo Orange Tiger, or they call it the Orange Tiger Taj Mahal, because if you see it, how it kind of looks like the Taj Mahal, like that way. So yeah, it's got some like different coloring, like a lot of the tigers and stuff. So it starts out like green, then goes like a black, and then start changing to orange-ish color. So
And the Taj Mahal is one. Taj Mahal is one of the seven wonders of the world.
yeah.
Hey, Brian.
What's up,
So
Brian?
let's see what this thing looks like inside.
Watch. There's only like 3 people in the chat at the moment, so nobody's going to see it.
They can rewatch it. I know Gage is.
Eber's here.
So this is how it looks inside.
That's a lot of placenta.
Yeah. So let's get some seeds out of here first.
Trying to remember real quick. I can't remember with ahis. Aren't they hit or miss with placenta? Either they got like a ton of placenta, or they just have like a decent small amount.
You haven't watched my last 2 videos, have you?
Mm-mm.
Because the Berry Amarillo had next to nothing for placenta and seeds, and the one we did today was the Ahi Panic, and that had a huge placenta and a lot of seeds in it.
Well, this is an ahi, so
Right. But his question was, doesn't the Ahi's whatever? So yeah, it varies on the minors of them.
yeah, so we got some seeds from that one. I'm gonna do a quarter.
Well, what's it supposed to be heat wise?
All of I know. There's something
You're supposed to know these things. You're the expert, remember?
I'm not that much of an expert. All I know is that I'll just do this like big a piece here. That's good to see. I have no clue on what I'm.
Every time I hear quarter, all I can hear of is, "Do you boys know what a quota is? You mean like 25 cents?"
Got that floral flavor.
So,
Crunchy.
like scorpion-esque.
It's similar. Really chewy. Just a little minor burn on the tongue. I'll just wait and see. Because I thought the same thing about that purple ghost scorpion at first, too. So far, it's really just on my tip of my tongue. It's a real, it's a medium walled, I guess. You see, so it's chewy, but I don't know. All right, so we'll just eat the whole half.
And in 5 minutes, you're going to be saying, why did I decide to eat the whole half?
Or you'll be
I
saying,
know, you won't.
Great pepper.
I mean, like I said, it still has a little bit of that tip of the tongue burn. You kind of get a little bit in the back of the throat, not much.
Nick is in the house. Hey, Nick.
So, Nick?
it's a nice little burn for your tongue and stuff. But like I said, I'm not saying anything yet unless there's a delay. But I don't know.
Brian, what is a Bunster's order? I do not know. That sounds like a company name, but what is it? I'm curious. He said, my Bunster's order should be here next week. Sent Dave a message to see if he wants to do a review/taste test.
Must sell pods.
Yeah, it could be pods, or it could be like a sauce company, or a jam company, or powder company, or.
Well, I mean, I just get tongue burn. I think that's it. I mean, it ain't gonna do anything else.
We hope.
No, it would have done something by now.
Nick is asking, what's the name of it again?
It's a Mojo Orange Tiger. It's or they call it the Taj Mahal.
Raymond's in the house.
What's up, Raymond?
I'm gonna keep going.
Say what?
You feel like it?
Hmm.
Who did the bat chip last night? Haven't seen it. So it was Charles and Russ and
Derek,
Derek.
Rob
Did
Bloomberg.
Rob Bloomberg. And did Bear have one?
No,
Okay, Batman didn't have one.
he's just taking a pass after Saturday.
Either it was an entertaining show. It's worth the time to go back and watch. I watched it last night about an hour after I got done.
All right, so this is it. So no more pod.
Charles, you just lied to us. Or you lied to us.
Why?
Because before you said, when it comes to pod tests, I'm not doing any more than half a pod.
Oh, he said
Now you
super
just
hot.
ate a whole one.
We said super hots.
I don't know if the super hot part was in it, but yeah.
Okay, that's the way I took it. Because that's the exact same way I feel. Like, if anything, I'm going like half a pod with a super hot.
Yeah, but see, I don't know what this is because a lot of these Mojo peppers, I don't know. I'm guessing. I don't know what it looked scorpion-esque in shape. So I was like, I don't know. Maybe just a dud. I don't know. But I mean, it has burn to it. But I mean, hell, after last night eating that chip and Chad the Walrus chocolate, Rob Blumberg's chocolate, all that other crap, hell, who knows? And maybe I was joking, but maybe that serpent head sliver that I tried to gauge really did break me.
Yeah,
Possible.
'cause I'm wondering if something I ate broke me because those ahis should have been hotter than what they were tasting. At least I think so.
Well, so that's my tasting of the Mojo Orange Tiger pepper. It's a good pepper. To me, it just major tongue burn, and that's about it. Which I don't mind. I like that.
Gotta love them.
Brian says that stuff is the bed hot sauce from Perth, Australia is 710, 1210, and 1610. Don't know what the numbers mean. It's supposed to be a great tasting sauce with some really good heat. Okay.
Been seeing that a lot everywhere.
So Brian's going to do videos on them, right?
I think he was saying he was going to send a message Dave to see if he wanted to do a review.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying Brian's going to do a video on them, right?
I'd like to see Brian do a review too. Maybe they could meet up and just do it together.
Spending a lot of shows for taste and heat over there. It just came to the U.S. A few months ago. Cool.
All the way from Perth, Australia. It's on the west coast.
10 being the heat level. Okay, so one's 7 out of 10. Another one's over the 10, and another one's even more over the 10 at 16 to 10. I, I yeah. Okay. It's hotter than the top of the scale.
That's a good thing.
Yeah.
I mean, well, you got to live up to the name.
Cool. Well, there's another pod down. Let's see what's coming up in the future.
You almost look disappointed in it.
Well, I thought it was going to be hotter than that. I mean, it's not the best flavor. I'm not going to lie. I mean, it
Yeah,
didn't.
there's always going to be variety.
I mean, it didn't taste. It didn't taste like that lightning habanero I tried the other day, or Scott's peach coast jammy. So, I mean, you could tell. I mean, I didn't get hiccups. So you'll know when it's my threshold when I start hiccuping. And I think. I mean, so far it's just. I haven't tried that many, but only that purple ghost scorpion and that serpent head from Gage is so far. Don't worry, there'll be more in the future. Because I got little plants and those little Brazilian ghosts are already starting, so that should be fun. I said the hell with it. I got a chocolate bootleg DM I saw today has a little pod, even though the plant's only like 12 inches. So I don't know how that's going to turn out, considering the bootleg's getting big. But of course, it's a small plant, so it may not get that big.
I've
Personally,
asked you before, but what's the DM stand for?
Dave Miner,
Okay.
his plants are
Right.
his plants are nuts. I mean, his they're like mini trees.
Where's he growing at?
Up near Rob's area.
Hmm. Francis, not sure I can handle that high of heat from what I have seen from some of the videos. Peter Stanley did a review on it and he was sweating a little. And it's not often you see Peter Stanley sweat from eating a pie.
Peter Stanley can take a lot. I mean, that's what we're talking about last night on Fat and Bear show. Is he has a new sauce or he has a sauce that atomic app. I forgot volcanic apple or something. They said that man said that's hot as hell. I mean, it's just really hot. And Peter, he can take it. I mean, I know you just can.
Nick, I can't imagine Peter swearing either.
Nope. Peter's a lot like King. They're very the way that they go about their videos and everything. It's just you know easy tone and just shows you exactly everything they're doing. I would say there's a good they're both together on the way that they do things a lot, and you can watch them and you can learn a lot from them because I mean Peter's always showing different things that he does and things that he has around the house that you can make to use in for hydroponics or whatever else. So he'll show you step by step pretty much. That definitely help you out if you had looking for something like that to solve one of your issues or to just to try it out. And I personally like that. So I mean, of course, I know we've all liked how King has done in the past, or how he does now. It just everything is just just right in front of you, and just politely goes through and tells you how it is and everything else, and it's just an easy watch, and you get a lot of information out of it.
Yep. Thanks, Russ. What's going on?
Good evening, Mr. Russ. That was mighty cool of you. Good
Hey,
evening,
Ron.
fellas.
Hey, Nick. Hey, Brian. Hey, Scott.
Hey, Scott.
Raymond, Eber,
Nick.
Brandon, Braden, Braden.
So, Russ, what did you think of the chip last night? Matt's in the house too. Howdy, howdy. Just tuning in.
Oh,
Hey, Matt.
Yeah, I watched the replay of the Bat and Bear show, and I thought it was pretty good myself. Tasted great, he says.
I agree with him. I could have had a small little bag of them.
A second, third, fourth, maybe
Yeah,
a fifth would have done.
he actually had that second, so he had it with him, so it worked out for him. Yeah, we were just, when he pulled out the second chip, he said, "Well, you go ahead and eat it." We're like, how Blumberg was like, "Here, I got chocolates, and I'm gonna eat a whole handful of chocolates and this that, and the other." I was like, "Crap! Here, I'm getting off screen. Don't say anything. Let me go run to the only piece of chocolate I have left of Blumberg's. I only had like one piece, I think, of Chad's. I had very little, so I can like just show, do like Blumberg, just have a whole handful." But it came in handy. That's why I didn't eat it all on the live stream, because I was like, maybe this later this week I'll be able uh, to do that. So
Have a good night, Eber.
Later, Eber.
He says, Nate, y'all got to work tomorrow. Catch y'all in the next one. Also, Russ, hit me up on Hangouts. That says we got a nice little scattered rain shower today. Hey, Charles? No watering now until Sunday or so, depending on tonight's
my
rain.
clients love it. They're loving it today. They're all nice, and they're happy little plants. The only thing is, still have the gust of winds and stuff. So they get kind of beaten up with the rain, the, the wind. But other than that, they're all right.
What? Freaky's in the house. Hey, Freaky.
Hey, Freaky.
Yeah, just so you know, the guys are coming to pick me up sometime here. Don't know exactly when, so if I say I'm going to take off, that means they showed up.
Okay.
Just watched your video, Todd. Which one? I got a whole bunch of them. Haha, joke, joke. I know, you're probably talking the one from today. And I keep telling people I'm not a reviewer.
Can be.
But I don't want to be. I just want to taste test stuff.
Imagine what it'd be like if you were.
I just watched Bill Moore do the unboxing and review on Tabasco 150th Diamond Edition, which comes in looks almost like a champagne bottle, but 6 ounces. Pretty neat. Use different vinegars and stuff, and the peppers are aged longer and what have you. But I don't know. You can watch the video, see what he says.
Cool. Matt says, I want to make dehydrated mango slices coated with some pepper powder. If it's good, then I'll send them out as a friendly fun challenge. That sounds interesting. I
Yeah.
love mango chips. Just to change things up, instead of taste testing peppers, you're snacking on peppers. That might be a good idea, but then I wouldn't be showing the inside of them. Although if I'm just tasting them, I shouldn't be showing the inside of them either. So I just shot myself in the foot with that one. One of the reasons I say I don't want to be like classified as a reviewer is because I don't know all the descriptive terms and all that kind of stuff that everybody else has got. Like yesterday was the first time I ever had a really sweet pepper. So when somebody says it's a sweet tasting pepper, I now know what it's like. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I just have fun with it.
That's all you can do.
Pay me one half of a cent and send me a product and I'll put it on a video. Haha, joke, joke. Rev, there goes your camera again. Well, it's back in focus now. Not sure what powder to use, but I want to pecan smoke it so it has a smoky flavor to complement the sweet fruit. So it's kind of like a grilled pineapple.
Yeah, MOA would be good.
Yeah.
Yeah, Scotch bonnet would be good on it.
Or like ghost pepper.
Yeah, depending on how hot you want to actually get it. Because you don't have to use a whole lot of ghost pepper. But a touch of salt, not salt, a small touch of regular black pepper mixed in with it could enhance the flavor quite well too. Maybe a really small, well, maybe garlic wouldn't work. Maybe how about a really light touch of onion powder on it, just to give it a huge contrast.
Oh, yeah, onions and mangoes. And pecans and
Yeah, but
MOA.
if it's just a real slight amount, like a really light undertone, I want something that's enjoyable to eat and not suffer. So ghost peppers are out. Scotch bonnets would work.
Scotch
Ghost would
brains.
work.
Scotch brains would be good too.
And if you take a look at like the ahis, they're decent in flavor and not so hot. You could put more of it on. You could take and put a little bit of lemon juice on it when you go to put it in the smoker. The citrus from the lemon juice soak in or condense down on it, however you want to say it. Dehydrate onto it. There we go. Ideas, man, ideas.
I don't know. I've never dehydrated mango slices.
I have. They're a little bit on the chewy side because they condense down so far, but they're really good. Tastes really good.
And I'd do the Scotch bonnet. Because I'm fixing to tinker around with the Scotch bonnet sauce with mango. That's what I'm fixing to do. Probably this week sometime. Because I got a whole bag of red MLAs, so I'm gonna tinker around with those.
That says I had a pile of ahi lemon drop, but I blended them up and tossed them in a bottle of vinegar. So good I could drink it. Huh. Maybe some Thai varieties. That may work. Has anyone ever grown a black pepper plant, even though technically I think it's a vine? I have not.
What was the question again?
Has anyone ever grown a black pepper plant?
With the pie being black?
No, that black pepper. You know the
Oh,
spiced black
oh,
pepper.
So would
yeah,
that be like black peppercorn?
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. No, it grows up. So I, I've, I've never done it.
Yeah, I've never even seen, like Freaky said, I've never even seen seeds for that.
All I know is they, like I said, they have big go areas because it runs right up.
So like Matt said, technically it's a vine. Just grows right up everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never even seen pictures or anything like that. The only thing
Okay.
I have to go on is whenever you get the black peppercorn and you get them like not ground up and they're like little tiny balls, throw them in the grinder, grind them up.
The Bunster sauce is made with scorpion and bird's eye chilies, lime and orange juice, carrots, bell peppers, and tomatoes, onions, ginger, garlic, and goji berries, Himalayan pink salt, and coconut sugar. It's all natural sauce. That still sounds hot, and it sounds good with everything mixed, but I'll never be able to try it.
They grow them like this.
Pull it back a little bit. Yep. Oh, and apple cider vinegar. There's a guy on Chili Head's Facebook that is a full-time Scotch bonnet grower. Has seen his post yesterday, and he's at either 14 or 1700 Scotch bonnets in his greenhouse, fruiting currently. Wow.
Yep. Yeah, like I said, I was talking when I was at the Texas Hot Sauce Festival. That's what they told me. Mikey V's, which is you may have seen their hot sauce. They have that uh, bacon Reaper salsa or whatever, and a bunch of other things. But he said that they have growers who have 17, 1800 Reaper plants that they get all these Reapers from. So it just, I mean, that's not uncommon, because that's what people do essentially. If you're going to be a grower for, be a provider for a hot sauce company or whatever, that's all you do. Like Dave's operation, instead of doing varieties, one thing, that's it. One day he may just, his client may be Rob, and all he does is ever grow is ahi lemon drops. That could happen.
Well, that's really smart if that's what you're gonna do. Just put them all in like a greenhouse. That way, they're all self-contained. They can interpollinate with each other, but not cross-pollinate. And
Yeah,
And Charles, I'm only getting 7 pounds from him this year.
7 pounds, that's a lot.
Like I say, I'm only getting 7 pounds from him this year.
7 pounds is a lot.
You're missing the point. I'm only getting 7 pounds from Dave this year. The rest I'm growing myself.
I know. I get the point. That's what I'm saying. So, I don't know how your production is going to work out, but you could potentially have, I don't know, 14 pounds.
Yeah. Well, since my ahis are going to be indoor plants and never go outside, hopefully they'll keep going all winter long.
Yep.
Well, the guy sells to restaurants in his local Miami area, and Miami has a large Caribbean population which love MOA Scotch bonnet. Cool.
That is true.
ever tell you about I had that Allegheny City Farms hot sauce that Dave sent me, and we had this girl from Jamaica that came and worked with us, and I made some hot wings, and I just like pulled all the meat off the bones, and I just doused it with the hot sauce and everything. And I was like, "Hey, do you like hot things?" And she was like, "Oh, I love spicy things." And I'm like, "Oh, well, I got a little bit of chicken here if you want to try a piece." And she's like, "Oh, okay." She came over and like tried the first bite, loved it so much, like she ate all my wings. I was like, man, I gotta not do that anymore.
Yeah.
That says, I think in fall I will grow 20 or 30 ahi lemon drop plants since it's my favorite pepper. Ha! Somebody else has it as a favorite pepper.
I'll find out. I'm going
Yeah,
to.
I've never tried it.
I mean, I don't know if it's gonna. Well, Sugar Rush is up there. It's technically an ahi. I'm not gonna have that comment saying an ahi's not gonna be my favorite pepper because those Sugar Rushes are up there.
Oh yeah,
So
I love all ahis. I throw that right out
yeah,
as a blanket
but,
state.
but I'm not saying it's gonna be my favorite pepper.
And Rev, I sent you a bag of the ahi lemon drop powder.
No, I've tried it that way, but I haven't tried an actual pod.
Okay.
Now I'll tell you what is not my favorite, and that is at the bottom. One of the at the bottom, that'd be a green bell pepper.
I love green bell peppers.
Um,
Can't stand them.
I can't stand them either.
Oh, they're so great. If you're gonna grill up a steak, slice up a bunch of green peppers, onions, mushrooms, throw them all in a pan, saute them, and as soon as your steak's done, just dump them all right on top of the steak.
I'll pass.
Yeah, me too. Freaky ass, does it taste like lemons at all? It tastes like it's got a really good citrusy, fruity type flavor to it, but it's not quite as tart as like a lemon is. But it's got uh, a really nice, fruity, citrusy type flavor to it. Yeah, that's all I can say. I have 4 ahi pineapple growing, and they just started putting on flowers. Not sure if they're same thing or not. The picture of pods on the mother plant were a little longer than ahi lemon drop. No, the ahi lemon drop and the ahi pineapple are two totally different pods.
But
For
the
me,
ahi
an ahi
pineapple,
pineapple tastes like it's you washed it in soap and didn't wash all the soap off it.
and I've never had that. It ahi pineapple to me tasted awesome. It was very great fruity taste. I got no soap taste at all, and I had
Uh,
multiple plants from multiple growers too.
I've eaten like 6 of them, and I can't stomach them. They taste like Dawn dishwashing soap.
I'm growing orange pineapples. That's the ones I chose this year, not the regular one. Lumberg sent me those seeds. They're orange pineapple. So
Yeah,
yeah, it is.
I like those things. I think they're pretty good. But I know a
Derek's in the
lot of
house. Batman's in the house. Sorry, guys.
but I know a lot of people have said that it tastes like soap.
The ones I grew last year had a funky taste to it. I don't know if I'm going to classify it as soap, but it was definitely an off taste.
So that was ahi pineapple.
Pineapple, yeah. I had tons of them. I still have some.
Up
Well,
there,
it's frozen, but
up there.
Uh,
Batman.
2 Bits Brewer is in the house too.
awesome.
So hey,
So hey, Derek. Hey, Batman. 2 Bits Brewer. Who else?
sugar reds are good stuff. Yep. Why would you taste test dish soap to know what it tastes like? I've accidentally gotten my mouth washed out with soap from saying some things I shouldn't have. I know what dish soap tastes like.
I like how you said accidentally.
Yeah, I accidentally got caught. And my mother accidentally washed my mouth out with soap. Matt says I just planted 5 green, 10 orange, and 10 California Wonder bell peppers. Plan to let them broke.
Broke
I don't know.
and dice.
Out the dice and fence, and, and freeze them for cooking later this year. Sorry, it's messed that one up. Let Freaky will be back. Cat's giving him orders again. Well, hopefully mine don't taste soapy because I'm not growing any ahi lemon drop right now. Well, just have to find out, I guess. Like Rev says, it doesn't taste like that to him, and to me it does, and Charles says it's off. The pineapple doesn't have the soapy taste.
Yeah, Batman says no too.
Okay.
I thought it had like a fruity taste. I thought it was really good. My cousin was living with me at the time, and he hated heat, and he tried like half a pod. He said there was no heat to the ones I grew anyway. They were hydroponic. But I wish I would have known about the people saying it tastes like soapy. He didn't say that, but I didn't know to ask.
Well, I have all lemon drops.
I'm not meant to say rock out, then dice and freeze them for
Yeah.
cooking later in the year.
Yeah. So I forgot my ahis. Which one's one? Couple lemon drops. My dog's snoring.
Yeah, I can't wait to try the ahi mango.
Yeah, so I got the mango, I got the, I guess, quote unquote, the chubby and the long version of Pinos. I have ahi rojo, ahi orange, ahi lemon drop, ahi orange pineapple. Let's see what else we got. Ahi jabito, ahi rainforest. Those are the ones I'm growing.
Yeah, I got the jabito too. And pineapple. I forgot about that. I have pineapple going too.
And I think the ones that I gave away were the Finlandia, Melacotton, and the Cito, CITO. I'm not sure. Those are the ones I gave away.
I don't know. I only know the ones that Dave did a review on like 2 years ago, and then like a select few from like a dozen people over like the last 2 years.
I mean, I got a bunch of seeds from Rob Blumberg, so I just grew them out, and a lot of them look similar. They kind of look like that long mango ahi mango look. I was like, how many orange ahi looking pods do I want? So
Matt wants to know. So, Charles, what kind of pepper is that on your head? Is that an overripe jalapeno or a ghost since it's wrinkly?
I don't know. It's been called many things.
I guess you leave it up to Matt's imagination, huh?
Exactly.
Welcome back, Freaky.
Donna calls it a red condom. So I guess it just it's what you make of it. I guess.
Well, it could be a Tabasco almost.
Freaky's got a good answer. It's a pepper you can't eat.
You can actually eat this if you want to, but I wouldn't suggest it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, man, I've heard so many expressions like, if that ain't true, I'll eat my hat. Never actually seen someone eat their hat, though, even though they were wrong.
I'm going to leave that one alone.
I heard
anyone growing CP113, aka Pimenta Barra de Ribeiro.
No,
Ribeiro.
I may have that seed, but I'm not growing it.
Not me either.
Like I said, this is the last year of numerous varieties. Next year, I mean, I know we're just starting this year good, but next year I'm picking specific varieties, and I'm just growing a bunch of multiples of everything of the ones that I like or need it for whatever I need it for, sauce or whatever. I'm not going to grow like gajillion varieties.
He said I did see somebody eat their hat on the television. It was either Abbott and Costello or Laurel and Hardy. Could have been Charlie Chaplin too, because the one episode he ate a shoe.
What were you saying, Rev?
No, I think the way you're doing it is the way to do it. Just grow everything you got and see what you like, and then that way it'll dictate the next year, and then you'll just perfect it every year after that. You'll know, like, I want like 5 of each of these ahis, or I want this Scotch brain, 5 of these, or however many your quantity. But that'll like get you much better at it each year that you do it.
Yeah, I mean, like this year I'm doing 130 varieties.
Yeah, that'll get you real good and set up for next year.
You know, you know. I mean, this is like half the seeds I had. So I had about 300 varieties. So
I go nuts when I went nuts this year with like 72 varieties at one time. Can't imagine 4 times as much.
a lot. It's a big box.
So how do you say, oh, I want ahi lemon drop seeds? Do you go spend half an hour looking through the box?
Mm, probably because I'm not very organized. Now, um, this year I put them in bigger Ziploc bags in orders of trays. So whatever tray I did, I put all those seeds in that. So I knew out of which tray it was. I knew I had that variety in there. So I could kind of gauge which bag it was in when I knew when I planted it. So I had to go find it. I knew which one it was in, which series. But I'm not very organized on that.
Didn't Troll do a video on how to organize your seeds?
Yeah, he did, I believe, and probably did not listen to any of that.
And I believe JT did, and I've watched like 5 or 6 other people. One guy had a tackle box, one guy had a parts container. I mean, I've watched hundreds of those videos, and not one thing gets through because I can open up my seed drawer right now, and I got like seeds wrapped up in napkins, labeled with a marker. I've got little 2-ounce containers you can get at a restaurant that's stuffed with seeds. They're random. I didn't pay it, like Charles said. I didn't pay attention. I listened to what they had to say, and I didn't pay attention whatsoever. I was like, "That's a really good idea. I should try that someday." And here we are, like 3 years later, and I'm like, "Oh, yeah, still didn't do
I'm
that."
saying that calmly now, but when I'm really trying to plant stuff, I get really, I guess I would say upset or pissed because I can't find something, and then I wind up finding it because a lot of the things that people send me, I keep in the envelopes that they send them in.
Yeah.
So I knew who it came from, and then I forgot that I didn't take it out of the envelope, and I need to go into the other box that has envelopes because I do that so I have everybody's address. So if I need to just if I want to send you something or whatever, that, and I also take pictures of the envelope too, so I can always have a backup, so I know I can find someone's address. I need to send them something, for trade or they're asking for something. I don't have to ask them again.
I do the same thing. I get seeds. I just put them right in the same thing. I go to plant some seeds. I pull that whatever out, like card or envelope or whatever out. I plant however many seeds, put them right back in, put them right back into my seed drawer again. Yep. The only time I throw away the baggie is if I ran out of seeds.
Yeah.
Well, I was thinking about like the baseball card collectors. They have the things for 3-ring binders that's got like 12 cards on it. You could take your little bags and put them in each of those slots. Store them that way. Put a label on the outside of each pocket.
The best tool that I found to be organized is just those small baggies, not the 1 inch by 1 inch that I have. But what did you have, Rob? The 3 inch by 3 inch or 1.5 by 1.5?
I have 1 by 1.5, 1.5 by 1.5, 3 by 3, and I think I've got 1 by 1.25. So multiple size bags.
Anything not 1 by 1, I think would be the best. But for me, it would just be label the outside, put the seeds in, make sure it's closed, set it in the seed drawer, and I'd be organized. It might take me an hour to find what I'm looking for, but that's fine with me. I have parts containers, but they're full of parts.
The way I look at it is I spend so much time with peppers anyway. What the hell is another 15, 20 minutes it's not going to kill me. I mean, hell, I sit and watch YouTube for 47 minutes watching some goober on YouTube water his damn plants, shaking up master blend. How? I mean, God Almighty, I have time to find plants in my damn my box that has my seeds.
You
I
gotta have
think I saw that one. Wasn't he just sitting on the floor the whole time?
I'm always sitting on the floor talking to him and going, hey guy, I think you need a little water.
well, ups and downs, shaky shake.
Ah,
Yeah, and if you're proactive, you can watch that while you're looking for your seeds, and you can just listen
There
to
you
it because
go.
you don't really need to see it.
Yeah, and I'm like I said, there's many times even before when I was on the live streams here at the first of the year in December or whatever. Hell, that's what I was doing. That I was doing. I had right here in front of me. I had all my 72 cell trays just planting away, labeling, doing whatever, just watching the live stream. I mean, whatever it might be. So just I'm listening to you, and then kind of glancing up and just doing whatever. So yeah, I do that.
I just like that I have an extra drawer. So I got a whole pile of room. I got every growing book that I have in there. I've got like, the seed bags, to put seeds into, seeds themselves, regular seeds that I bought at the store, you name it, everything's in there. Actually, you go back 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago, I did a what's in my seed drawer type video. People were probably like, why the heck does he have so many used Kleenexes in there? But they really weren't.
and Two Pits Brewer says he knows that guy that sits on the floor all the time too.
Yeah, I watch them almost every week.
Way too much.
Yeah. Yeah, but I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna make some other videos because, like I said, Kang was asking about my tent setup and everything. Once I clean all the debris and stuff out of it, I need to clean it since there's no plants in there anymore. So I've just been lazy. So it's not that messy, but there are when you have a few hundred plants in a tent. There's leaves and stuff in there, so I need to get all that stuff out of there. So I'm gonna go back and just a blank tent, kind of a review, showing everything. How I can actually stand in it, get a better uh, angle on
You
the
should,
light
dude.
rail.
You should start it up with like your camera on a tripod and the tent like zipped up, and it's just like, "Hey, what's going on?" And it just, zzz, "Hey, let's look around. What's going on inside the grow tent?"
That's a good idea. That's an idea
Fucking
there.
funny.
Yeah, so I'll probably do that pretty soon. Like I said, I still got to button up a few things outside. Hopefully, do that Sunday and Monday, and get on the drip system uh, later in the week. It's at least laying out the tubing because it takes a while for it to, straighten up with some heat or whatever from the sun so it's not all rolly, crinkly or whatever it is. I'm gonna take Bear's advice too. I'm gonna use a saw that using a 3/16 drill bit as opposed to a punch is way easier after you kind of uh, have like a nail and kind of done the like a little indentation in the drip line and just
Yeah.
drill it. You could put a stop on the drill bit just to puncture the drip line and just drill them wherever you want to drill them. And that instead of doing that punch that sometimes you don't get the best punch and it wears out that hole. So when you put it in, you have a small leakage because you punctured it too much and it's kind of a little bit bigger than that quarter inch.
And sometimes the bit wears out and you get like an oblong hole or,
Yeah.
stuff like that. But with the unraveling of it, what I like to do was just like way before you're ready to use it is just unravel that stuff and put like a brick on one end, a brick on the other. And like you said, the heat of the sun, it'll just make that thing go straight in a couple days. And yeah, that's a good idea with the drill bit though. That way
Yeah,
you can,
that's what Aaron told me last night. He suggested that, so I was like looking up, and there's a lot of people who do that. And I don't have to go and buy a pro punch or whatever else because that little thing, like a cigarette lighter car adapter thing for electronic device punch is a pain in the butt. And like I said, this should be going. This is the way I'm doing five container blocks. So you have five containers and where uh, I'm going to do the T's. So I have one hole, a T. Those go to two emitters, and then one, and then just one line, and the next set. So everything's kind of spaced out about 6 to 12 inches apart as far as the lines go. So pretty cool. Glad to get that started because that's one less thing I have to do is to kind of periodically water them. Once that drip line goes, that's it. Cruise control until they start podding up, and you got to start picking pods.
The Black Mamba. Yeah, it's not that bad, Matt. $30 for a 3-part series that will last you all season. That's organic. Well, I guess that all depends on how many plants you're growing, but
Yeah, that's down the street from me. The Blue Planet, like literally like shit, 5 miles from me, so it's not too far. But I know Matt suggested that to me, but like I said, I went a different route. It's for me, just easier the way I'm doing it with this many plants. Like I said, I still have to work and come on live streams and things of that nature. And just I want to do other things. I love being in the garden. Don't get me wrong, but I like to take a break from it now and then and just do other things as opposed to being in there watering. Even with a hose, just standing there. Going over my area, 30 something by 50 foot lot, a lot, place that I have in my garden. So it's a pretty big area.
what's up, Julian?
But I have been watching a lot of videos with, and I guess they were last season's videos, but some people posted some today, and I'm looking at them like, damn, I love it when the plants get like that. So when they're in their 2 to 3 foot stage and they start podding up and stuff, I just love just the way that they look and everything else. And when they start making pods, you're like, yes. So it's just a good feeling when you see that.
Yeah, I like that whenever you step out there, like that one day, and you're like, where the heck did all these pods come on that plant?
Yeah,
Then you turn to the next one, you're like, where did all those come from?
yeah, yeah. The only thing that'll get you more riled up than that is when you go and you look at your pods and then you see little baby leaf-footed or stink bugs crawling on it, or you have aphids, colonized under leaves or whatever else. You're like, crap. That'll really get you riled up. You're like, damn, that's a pissed off, I guess, attitude towards it. Like, damn, this sucks.
Hang on. That sounds like a good amount there, Matt. 946 gallons per year. That's probably enough nutrients. What's up, Sandy?
Hey, Sandy, Julian. And anyone in the chat, Rob's not in the room, so you could talk about him. It's an FYI.
That's the rules.
Of course, he is going to come back in the camera view and say, I can hear everything you're saying, guys. But that's going to be in a few seconds.
Yeah, so get in your talking while you can. Or I guess chatting, and we'll say it.
Right. Yeah, I mean, Batman was talking about that. Last night he didn't have a lot of gnats this year, or what have you. Honestly, plants or no plants, just in my area, there's just been a lot of gnats. Period. I mean, not even plant related, just around everywhere I go, I've seen them.
I've had a very small amount of gnats in my grow room, but not.
Yeah, I mean, mine's not mine wasn't a problem. I've seen a handful, but I'm
Yeah,
just saying that you do see quite a few. Like you said, you've got other people's houses, or even at your workplace or whatever. You see them flying around because employees suck and they don't know how to clean up after themselves. Well, in my case, I got to clean up after people who are you know adults essentially, and apparently they haven't learned how to clean yet.
yeah. A couple years ago, I probably had like a dozen per plant, but this year maybe a dozen out of all of my plants. Maybe might have been more like six.
I think they do, Matt. I think they carry Roots Organic. Pretty sure they do, even though I haven't bought it from them, but pretty sure they do. If not, if Roots Organic is Sunlight Distribution or whatever the hell it is, they can get anything. So if that's what it goes to, because I mean, they got the nectar soil for me, the nectar number 4, because that's the distributor. They distribute most brands. Also, Julian, you'll see a lot of times that the gnats will be in between your cups. They'll be in between your cups. So like when you're lifting up for the water or what have you, they'll be right like in between the cups, or if you have a spacer like right in that area, you'll lift a cup and you'll have a gnat just fly out.
Yep. Yeah, you water that bottom part of the soil, and that's where the eggs hatch, and that's where they come out of.
Yep.
What's up, Antonio?
Antonio, Rob's gone long. Did they already come and get him? He forgot to turn his camera off. Yeah, because Rob's going to be leaving us. He's going to go party tonight. So
So
he'll be
give a
leaving
thumbs up
shortly.
if you want to see Rob come back after he's done partying and get on the live stream.
All right.
And a thumbs up if you want to see him do multiple shots before he gets back for the live stream.
Yeah, man, I've never been to Botanic Gardens. I want to go. Maybe now they're working on 290. No, it ain't gonna be this weekend. Maybe another weekend. I gotta look and see when they're doing construction.
And
Totally mess up my
and
weekend.
Derek wants to know about what would you say the heat level is on those Jabba the Hutts?
I have no idea. That's another one. I have no idea. I'm growing it, but I have no idea what it is. That was given to me by someone else who was on PLC for a while. He's also the one that gave me most of my Mojo scenes. But there on the Derek Jabba the Hutt, there is a review on YouTube. So I need to watch that.
Rob, you see all these thumbs up? Those are all people that, if you go out tonight, they want you to drink lots of shots and then get back on the live stream.
Yeah. So Derek, I'm gonna check that out too. Like I said, he did a review on that pod. For whatever reason, I never watched it.
Me drop an F bomb not lately.
Yeah, that's me. That goes for me too. I'll never do that.
Welcome. Thanks, Freaky. Hello, Julian. You know, it sucks when you have all these nice specialty tools and people just think they can come over any time of day and ask if they can borrow them. I had to find the heat gun and find the wire stripper.
Be right back. Rev left T. We're gonna leave you alone for a second, Rob. Hold on.
Oh, it's just me in the chat. Oh, isn't that cool? All those thumbs up for me taking off and getting slightly inebriated and coming back. Uh-huh. Have they going and to Darth Maul? Okay. Black Mamba, I didn't say hi to you earlier. Welcome to the show. I'm out, guys. Gonna watch a movie with the wife. Laters. Okay, Black Mamba. See you later, even though I just said hello. Crazy says my Java has drank or has dark leaves, though, so I'm wondering if I mixed it with the darts. Time will tell once they start putting fruits on. Rent them out. What is the rent them out? Oh, the tools. Yeah, that would be nice. They usually bring them back within a day or so. Todd, get you a ball mark on one side of the letter. Get me a ball, mark on one side the letter F, other side mark bomb, show the viewers, and drop it. Oh, I get it. Okay. Boom. I gotcha. F bomb. Yep. That works. Freaky just told me how to amusingly drop an F bomb. Yep. Good one, Freaky. Let's see. Matt says maybe in fall I might set up a solid stick. Okay. 1,000 watt DE bulb and see how it grows. Peppers. I know it grows good plants. I just watched Maze Runner Death Cure with my wife. Okay. Maze Runner is not too bad. A kettlebell would look best. A kettlebell would look best. Okay. Got me on that one. Funny thing is, people that came to, or the guy that came to get the tools isn't the guys that are coming to get me later. Which I'm surprised they're not here by now.
Going back to Derek's comment, my job is have green leaves, but that's not to say. I mean, there's some plants that are different, but all the Darth Mauls were all dark, and the Java that I had is green, like every other plant. So you may have two Darth Mauls.
So, how come Derek hasn't done a video on them lately?
You just got them. He's growing them.
But he's saying it's got black leaves instead of green leaves. So if he can see the leaves, why aren't we seeing them?
Ooh. I thought you meant like a pod update.
No. The plants, because he was talking about the leaf colors.
I don't know, Derek. Why not?
Hey, you got that fancy smancy light from the Fat and Bear show. You could be showing it off. You know what? You could go and just sit next to your plants and water them.
And talk to them.
Talk to them.
And
Mix
shake
up,
and take and
mix up some Master Blend. You know why it's Master Blend? Because it's written here on the side of the jug.
strawberry.
It's a strawberry in the side of the jug.
As
It's
just
better. Well, perfect time to do an update is when you just get them in the ground. None inside, some in the greenhouse tent, and some in ground. Well, show them off. I mean, you're the expert video producer out of us, I think. Almost, maybe not, but you're up there anyway.
And then since Derek's in the chat, and I don't know if Nick's still in the chat or not, but may the fourth be with you.
Oh, that is today. Shoot,
Yes.
I forgot. I always forget that's right before Cinco. That's where my focus was. On Cinco,
I
they
was
have
watching
beer.
Chewbacca. I was watching Chewbacca do greetings for May 4th. Some kind of clip or whatever. Chewbacca was going at it.
Julian asks, have you guys ever gone a full season indoors? Define full season indoors because my Scorpion is outside right now for the first time in 4 years, and so 3 years for my goat and my Scotch bonnet. First time they've been out ever in 3 years.
My Mako Cuckoo has been inside. This August will be 2 years. And my Reaper was inside November 1st, 2016. And it's still inside. So, yeah. Not as good of luck as taking them outside. I can definitely tell you that. Way better outside. You'll see that bump, the sunlight bump. It just bumps them up, and then the pollinators come in, and you get pods everywhere instead of just, flowers falling and trying to self-pollinate and all that stuff.
Now you still can get flowers falling, especially in my climate where it's like super hot and humid. They still will drop, and there's certain months they'll just drop the whole time.
Yeah, my first year, I took them all out into the greenhouse, and then it hit like 100, well, I think inside the greenhouse, it was like 110 for like a month straight. And I didn't have one pod on any plant. Every single flower fell right off.
So that's like my concern with the Dorset Naga contest plant. So the Nigel over there at Sea Springs Seeds did, what was it, 2,500 pods. I personally don't think that there's any way possible my plant's going to have a chance to get anywhere near that, because I have such the conditions for that late June to August time. I have a couple months where I don't know if it's going to do the greatest. I'm hoping it will, but we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, usually by then my plants acclimate, because the first year I did it, it was like I think it was the end of May and the like first 2 weeks of June. It was just like 110 degrees. But right after that, they kind of caught up and they were like, "Oh, okay, this is how it's gonna be. Okay, fine." And just
Yeah.
started popping off pods.
Yeah. Oh, we'll see. So I'm hoping. I mean, I'm really hoping for a 6 foot by 6 foot plant. That's what I'm going for. Hopefully, a lot of pods.
And they're not, pepper plants aren't hard to pollinate indoors. You go up to the plant every day and shake the main branches a bit, and that is more than enough to pollinate them.
I've never done that. I just use fans. So that's the only way. Mine always indoors have done that. So it seems to work with the fans. But I mean, I got pretty good sized fans too.
I smack the heck out of my plants. I've never had them self-pollinate, except for my sugar rush. I haven't touched that dang plant, and that thing just puts off pods every single day.
Yeah, like the scorpion, when it was as big at its largest size, there were like 4 branches. I would reach in, grab it, shake it back and forth about 4 inches, and I'd shake the 4 sections of the plant, and pods would be showing up.
Brian pointed out that it's also International Firefighter Day today.
Yep, I saw that.
And Freaky said it should have been try to fly a kite day. Well, it's been pretty windy around here, so I don't think I would have had to try.
Yeah,
Like right now, I can hear my wind chimes just going nuts.
Oh, see, I would go nuts then at your house because I can't stand wind chimes. I freaking hate those things.
I never liked them
Hate
except for those
freaking
gigantic ones you find at the mall that are like 4 feet tall.
wind chimes. Period.
I only like the ones that were like 4 feet tall or 8 foot tall or whatever. Those big like not loud but like bassy ones. But the ones I have outside, the one I think my sister made, and the other one used to belong to my grandma when she died, and nobody wanted the wind chimes, and I was like, I'll take them. And now every time I hear the wind chimes, I just think of my grandma. So I went from not liking wind chimes to every time I hear them, I'm like, grandma liked that noise, you know?
I hate wind chimes myself.
And my neighbor has them. I'm like, God, please stop those annoying damn things. What? How? I mean, how is that even? I mean, what is the purpose of a wind chime?
Keep birds and other things away and to entertain you.
Then why the hell would you have wind chimes to keep the birds away and you feed the damn birds? That's what I'm asking my neighbors then. If that's the reason, you feed freaking birds constantly all over your yard, but then you have wind chimes, unless you like to listen to the noise. If you're going for the purpose of the wind chime to keep the birds away, why the hell are you feeding them?
That's a very good point. The only reason I like wind chimes, and I believe it's not that I like them, that I've grown to like them, is I can tell how intense the wind is. It's kind of like a thermometer, but for wind. So a windometer or something.
That says, "Oh man, it's so windy here. Wind chimes would self-destruct." I have a set of wind chimes I got at Renaissance Festival that are 46 feet long, deep sound. It's enjoyable to hear in background.
Those are the ones I like. They had them in a store that I used to go in every single day, and every time I'd walk in, I would annoy everybody by going in there and just smacking the clapper at the bottom with my foot, and you would just hear ba bong, ba bong, 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 bong. Yep. I always wanted them, but they were like $165. But they were like, big, thick pipes, and like you were saying, they're like 4 to 8 feet tall.
Oh, and another thing. I know we talked about this in the past, but you know, a few minutes ago, my eye was kind of like itching or whatever. And I forgot I haven't washed my hands after I had that pod.
You touched your eye?
Yeah.
I end up doing it every time I have a fresh pod that's around me. I mean, it doesn't matter if I'm like making a video or not. I've done it in every single video that I've made a pod with. But I mean, like, oh, I'm gonna make jalapeno poppers tonight, and then I like cut up jalapenos and like de-seed them and everything, and then next thing you know, I touch my eye.
And that probably wasn't the wisest thing to do.
I don't know. You kind of look like a pirate for a little while, but then next thing you know, like you feel like you got a super eye. And no, I think it's only my no. I tend to like touch my skin sometimes, and that'll burn too. And then I'll touch my eyes or my nose. But after that, I've not had any downstairs action, so luckily I haven't done that. I did when I
Eric's
was a
in the
kid.
house. Oops, sorry. Eric's in the house and says, like King says, "Of course, I forgot my gloves."
Absolutely. I never wear gloves. I remember one video I started off and I think I even had a pair of gloves and I was like, what am I doing? I got to touch my eye sometime in this video and just took them off.
Yeah. Well, I've got a little bit of a burn. Well, you live and learn. You learn from all these things. Or again, you may never learn, right, Rev?
I never learn. Nope. Very thick-headed.
Yeah. One of these days I'm gonna get educated. So
I just heard my door open, so I need to
uh oh. They're after the tools for the tow truck.
I don't know if it's them or the people bringing the tools back. Nope. Time for me to go.
All right.
All right, I'll catch you guys later. Thanks for joining us, everybody. And yeah, they can go over my channel and stuff. All right, later.
Later. Yeah, I think Matt, that's I think well they had them all kind of sizes from what would that be like 3 foot I guess to like 8 or 9 feet, and they were anything from like 75, 80, all the way up to like 100 and I don't know maybe they were like 210, but they were heavy duty, and I'm pretty sure same thing, lifetime warranty, heavy duty wind chimes.
I don't think I said hi to Eric. Hey, Eric. I think I was talking about the rubbing my eye with a pod.
Yes, you were. Pretty sure I said hi to Eric, but if I didn't, what's up, Eric? Because Matt said pepper will burn foreskin. Just saying. I've cut a pepper, washed hands, went to the bathroom, and it burned me as good. Yeah, sweet. Now I pee no handed outside after cutting out peppers. That's a good technique right there. I've had that, but I had that when I was like 12, I think. That made me kind of hyper aware, which is really weird. You would think if I was that hyper aware, then I wouldn't touch my eye every time I cut open a pepper, but I do it every time. So,
Well, it'll go away eventually. So
and it doesn't matter how many times you wash your hands either. I have this weird, I don't know, it's one of those gimmicky things where it's like a little metal stone, and it's supposed to be like, what is that, a deionizing stone or something like that. It's supposed
yeah.
to help take the oils off your skin. I don't know how, but I tend to use that thing. Just kind of put the stone in my hand, put soap over top of the stone, and then start washing my hands with the little goofy metal stone. I don't know why they call it a stone when it's metal, but it's like stainless steel or whatever. When Derek always wears gloves.
I wear gloves like definitely when I'm doing sauces and stuff. Well, most of the any time when I'm cutting them up and stuff, I do, except for when I'm doing these pod reviews or pod taste test or whatever on the live stream. I just went and I never usually my eyes never itch or I don't feel like I have anything in them, but today it did for some reason. So
I'll tell you where wearing gloves really helps if you're working on your own car. That is like a necessity. Like you have to have like surgical gloves. That is like a game changer. When I was growing up, you just like worked on your vehicle with your bare hands, and then, for 3 days later, you would have black hands, no matter how much you washed with like all the crazy soaps you could buy at the, auto parts store.
yeah.
But ever since I figured out like buy surgical gloves and then go out there and change your starter or whatever,
Yeah.
total game changer, man.
Well, I mean, you've seen that a lot. That it started changing. I mean, I think it probably has happened for a while in the body shops or whatever else. But it's just like when you started seeing like all the motorcycle shows, uh, Monster Garage, all those car shows come on Discovery or TLC or whatever it was. That's when you started seeing a lot of people wearing gloves. I was like, because I never watched. I mean, any mechanic really have gloves on, that I've seen. And then you started seeing all these TV shows, and they all have the blue nitrile gloves and all that other stuff, or purple or black or whatever. And then that's when it started becoming like you've seen it more.
Or
Then you think about it, and you're like, what? They have a damn good point because it sucks. You can only use so much Gojo or wherever else you might want to use.
And worse than that, and probably the same with, which I will not ever do, but same thing with when you're working with dirt. You get that stuff under your fingernails. No matter how short you clip your nails, like you're gonna have like a little black line on your nails, and that drives me absolutely nuts.
Yep.
Because I'll cut my nails down to like where you can't get any dirt under there, but somehow dirt gets under there, but you can't take a knife and like
Right.
run it underneath your fingernail because it's so close to the cuticle that you're just going to cut yourself open. And but I forget what the gloves I had, because like you said, you started seeing the surgical. I also started seeing those like work gloves, and I forget which ones I have, but they are whatever like name brand gloves, but they're called the box handler. And they actually have sticky grip on the fingertips. So like if you were handling a box or paper or anything, you could actually, do that with your fingers with paper and separate pieces of paper with them. Those things are really good too.
I think I used the ones that have mechanic on the glove. I think those are the ones I use.
I can't remember the ones that I have. They're like this big name brand one. They're like 30 bucks a pair or something like that. I don't recommend getting them just because they're that expensive, but just get whatever form fitting. I mean, the surgical ones are even better because that's like as close as you can get to not wearing gloves, but yet you don't get crap all over your fingers.
Yeah. For me, it's just making sure I get a glove that fits me because my hands are big, and I can if it's not like one that's like, some just say one size fit most or all or whatever bull crap. I'll go through that and the whole damn thing will rip because it's my hands just too big.
Yeah, and that's with regular gloves, not really the surgical. I'll put up with that crap, like you were saying, because I got long fingers and big hands. But hey, ladies. But but I'll put it up with it with the surgical. But with real gloves, like leather gloves or work gloves or anything, I gotta have like almost exact fit.
Right.
And I got weird, long fingers and kind of big hands, and you don't really find those gloves. And when you do, they're like off brand, so they cost more. And
Almost ET ish.
yeah, exactly. A good way. If my one finger would just glow.
Elliot.
But oh wait.
I love that movie. And then they ruined it because they got their beliefs put into it and took the guns out of all the agents' hands, which is retarded. This absurd.
What was the other? Oh no, I was thinking of the X-Men. Where was it? Not Xavier, the other guy, Magneto, where he took all the cops' guns out of their hands and like pointed at themselves and cocked them and all that stuff.
Yeah, but I mean, they didn't erase it out of the movie like they did for ET. They took it out a few years back.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they took it because they didn't want guns in the movie, so they had them holding something else or whatever they went to because they did an edited version.
That's so weird. They got federal agents. Like, how do you have federal agents without guns?
They didn't want it in the movie or something, which I thought was just crazy.
I remember I watched the movie when I was really little when it first came out, and I was like, oh, that's a great movie. And then I watched it again, and I was like, that movie sucks. And then my grandma got it for me for Christmas, and I was like, that movie sucks. And I watched it, and I was like, that movie's pretty dang good. But I haven't seen it.
It's excellent. I mean, look what we got out of that movie. Reese's Pieces, one of my favorite candies.
Phone Home.
Yeah, Phone Home. What was it? That alphabet, that orange typing. What the hell was it called? I had one. That ET used for part of his machine with the keypad, and you could. I forgot what the hell it was called now. I had one in the
where it would have like letters or numbers that would pop up on a little screen.
Once he spoke to you. Somebody in the chat will probably know. I'm drawing a blank right now. I had one back then.
I forgot what in the chat there. Eric said with that magic rock I got over here, that like stainless steel rock, it's done with science, Rev. It's science. And Julian said I wear gloves all day at work, so it's a habit to touch my face or wipe sweat with the back of my wrist. I tend to do that every time I have gloves on. If I don't have gloves on, I just go straight for the eye. But when I have like my work gloves on, when I'm like doing brakes or whatever on my vehicle, always it's like automatically straight back of the wrist every single time. Man, there's some bug that keeps dive bombing me. Look, I got him. And dive bombed me like 4 times. What? Matt said earlier I got some shampoo in my eye and it was comparable to a pepper in one eye. Or and I kind of burned for about
Oh,
15 minutes.
speak and spell.
Speak and spell. There you
What is
go.
speak and spell? Let me look it up.
That's
Yeah,
what I was thinking of, at least.
yeah. See, yeah, that's what I think it is. Yes, speak
Yeah,
and
where you turn it on and it goes, hello.
right. Yeah, speak and spell. I can't believe I remember that. I used to have one as a kid.
I
So,
had like multiple ones because they had like, I forget, like speak and spell. There was one that was orange. I think there was one that was yellow. I swear there were a couple more, but I don't think I had them.
yeah, I mean, I had so many toys. I had an uncle who spoiled the hell out of me. So that was I guess kind of a good thing.
Eric said when I make Persian kebab, the meat marinades in onions for 24 hours, and then they put it on skewers. When you do that, your bare hands, with your bare hands, they smell like a cab driver's armpit for a week. I bet. I've never had a kebab.
Oh, I have.
I've never heard of them until I watched Mighty Car Mods, and they were talking about like stopping, like it was early in their days, and they stopped to get a kebab, which I guess is different than a Persian kebab.
Yeah. There's
Kebab.
different kinds too. There's like patties too, because a lot of people from I guess the Middle East and stuff, I think they call them jolly kebab or something. They're like a patty almost. I know because I went to people's events and they had tons of those things, and I eat the hell out of them. So they're pretty good though.
I've never had them. Like I had to look it up because I thought they were talking about a kebab, which in America you get a kebab. It's like anything on a skewer and you put it on the grill. It's like chicken, onion, green pepper, chicken, blah blah blah, all together. And I've had that many times, but I looked into it and I'm like, no, that's completely different. Like a kebab's like some kind of weird sandwich type thing.
Yeah,
I don't know what they are, but I want one.
yeah, they're really good.
It's kind of like anything out of those food trucks. I pretty much don't care what they're serving unless it's pizza, but I want whatever they're serving. You got a food truck and you're serving tacos, I want some. You got fajitas, I want some.
Yeah, goat meat. I know that I've had them with goat too.
I
So,
believe when I originally looked it up, that was the definition was goat meat. And I remember thinking like, I've had goat meat a couple times. It's not that bad, and now I'm kind of craving some. I don't know. What is gyro meat? Isn't that goat meat?
it's not gyro. It's hero. No gyro.
There you go, people. It's hero.
Hero, not gyro.
I'm the one that
I want
pronounced
to
it,
tell
but
you, I want to tell you one thing here. Down here in Texas, we call them gyros. Me and my friend, I swear to God, we're just dying. We're like, it is not damn gyro. I mean, but we had some choice words for them. It's euro, no gyro.
I always called him gyro, but I don't
Gyro.
think I've ever heard anybody pronounce it. I just looked at the sign and was like, GYRO. Kind of like Homer Simpson looked at it and he's like, Jim, what's a Jim? Oh, a gime.
Who the hell's Bull Monkey Baby?
I don't know. Why do you get timed out? Did
Good question.
I miss something?
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't see it.
Yeah, because Eric was saying a lot of them used naan. Have you had naan?
I don't think I've ever had none. I know what it is, and I heard a lot of people say that it's really, really good.
Yeah. So if you're eating like nahari or chicken biryani or anything like that, it's real good with that stuff. So yeah, but it's almost you know I guess like it's a really good tasting flatbread that's tortilla shaped, but a lot better in a way. I guess a pita bread is a better way to describe it. It was good though. Baklava. Oh, God, that sounds so good too. Making me hungry. Some place had baklava cheesecake. Oh my God, that was. I feel like cheesecake. Oh my God, that was good.
What did I miss, Eric? I scrolled back, but I didn't see anything removed.
Yeah, I haven't been there, Matt. A lot of the dishes I eat are made by coworkers. I've been invited to several functions by coworkers too, because I guess I'm kind of cool. So I've experienced a lot of different dishes.
When I worked a job a little while back, we had some stereotype. We had some cleaners that were like Mexican, and I mean like from Mexico. Older women. And the one lady actually spoke broken English, and the other one didn't speak English at all. They made the absolute greatest food ever. And they would just be like, I guess they would have like, family get togethers and have leftovers. They would bring it right in and just be like, oh, yeah, here, have some food, and just throw it on the table. And oh my God, that was some of the best Mexican food I've ever had. I know I've had baklava, but what is that?
Goodness.
Well, I associate it with very good, but I can't pick it out.
It's a really good dessert.
Um, Maybe I don't like it then. I'm not big on desserts.
Yeah, I may have to go check that out, man. My eye's feeling a little better, so that's good. Note to self: don't touch eye. So did the Jets win, Susie?
Oh, and Eric, yeah. Apparently, I was on top chat, not live chat. So yeah, no, I got what you said. Got what's going on there. Yeah, good job, Julian.
Later, Freaky.
Awfully
What is upset?
freaky.
They lost. It was 4-17.
3 days early.
Hmm.
What's up, Susie? Guessing your team or your team isn't playing tonight. They played last night.
Yeah, they played last night. That's what she said. She would hop on to the Bat and Bear show and periodically check in.
Yep. And Susie's scared off Freaky. Of course, my dog's here all the time. Big bad pit bull.
I have a snoring French bulldog. I have a Aussie out there playing with a soccer ball.
Susie will have an Aussie soon too.
Yep.
Hope, hope. How'd your team do last night, Susie?
It lost.
They
She's
lost.
going to do that.
Oh, oh yeah, there it is. Lost. Sure.
Yeah, my dogs are pretty cool. Like I said, Fiona just sleeps. That's what she's doing right now. They're just sleeping. You could probably hear her snoring.
That's what all the good dogs do. Just lay their head right down, take a nap.
But some people, unfortunately, can't take their plants out, though. That's the only thing. Because of the temperatures. And we don't have any. Rob, he left. He went to go party and drink with the guys. So,
And somehow I think he's going to ignore all those thumbs up of all the people that said they wanted him to do lots of shots, come back, and then be on the live stream again.
yeah. I don't see him doing that. I don't see you doing that. Because I don't think you would leave. I think you would just stay here and just do the shots.
Yeah, I'd rather do it that way. Why go out? At least Rob has it more convenient. You can just walk. Like around here, you'd have to like get a cab or get a DD or something like that.
I'm hoping Batman does that Death Nut challenge tomorrow.
That would be pretty funny.
Even though I'm going to be at work, I'm still watching that.
Oh man, if he does it tomorrow, that's Cinco de Mayo.
Yeah. That's a gringo holiday.
Oh yeah, of course.
So,
From what I've heard, nobody in Mexico celebrates that.
it's a reason for everyone to go to the Mexican restaurants and have margaritas.
And I approve. Um, Susie, where I grew up, everybody would drink and drive there. Where I live right now, that's where I learned to drink and drive when I was like 14. I've never met more people in one small little area that didn't have their driver's license than where I live right now. Like when I grew up in Pittsburgh, it was like, I don't know, every 30th person I knew that didn't have a license because of a DUI. Around here, it's like 1 out of 9, 1 out of 7. I mean, it's crazy the amount of people on those scooters or those not mopeds, but I guess scooters. I mean, it's outrageous. As long as they don't do over like 25, you're a-okay to drive on the street without a license.
Eric, nope, haven't ate at Pluckers. They're fixing to open a new one right next to my house. They're close to it, but I want to do their challenge, but I don't think I can eat 25 wings. And Matt, the answer is no. I really don't like talking about work.
I
I really talk about something else.
really don't like talking about my flair.
I mean, that's the one good thing. I mean, that did come out of work, but uh, kind of like the hat. It's something to look at. It's different, you know. You have a bandana on top of your head. I have a chili head. So
I like to refer to them both as a non-Jewish yarmulke.
okay.
Hmm. Hey, Susie, what have you been doing earlier tonight?
She's probably working. She said she's been working a lot.
Was she working or was she out having fun?
I don't know.
I'm guessing having fun.
I would be if I had a crappy day at work. Well, that's pretty much every day, but
Well, I was going to say she worked earlier today, so that would be a crappy day at work. So,
uh, I'm, I think it's meant to be worn the other way. This is actually on Amazon. It is labeled as a Cinco de Mayo party hat.
there you go, people. Get her done.
Yep. So they use the Cinco de Mayo ploy to get another gringo to buy a hat. So
Oh, that was another thing I wanted to ask. Eric just asked Susie, what are the penalties for DWI in Canada and Texas? It's not. Same with like all of America. Like you lose your license for a year, you get like $10,000 worth of fines, you get like all this stuff. But one thing that I heard that if you get a DWI in United States, you're not allowed to go to Canada because they won't allow you to cross the border. Is that the same way with Canada? Like if you get a DWI in Canada, do they not allow you into America? Or are we like, hey, whatever, come on down? Like, what? You're going to spend some money? Cool, do it. You can't rent a car. Because if that's the way it was, like, who would really care? You
right.
know, like if I could, if I ever got a DUI, which I hope to never get, but if I ever did, and then went to Canada, well, if I flew there and didn't rent a car, only took a taxi, what does it matter if I had a DUI? Yeah, it sounds everything Susie said. That sounds pretty much like the U.S., except a little cheaper. Your suspension, have to pay a lot of money to get back your license, take an addiction course, which they always do. You got to take AA, ignition interlock system, of course, which you have to pay for as well. Um, I'm only saying that because I know so many people here that ever have gotten a DUI. I haven't yet, knock on wood. But she said she got fined $1,820, which what Canadian? What is that like $2,200? The average person I know that got fines, it was pretty much over ten to $15,000 after the fines that the court gives you, and like, well, not even counting lawyer fees. It was pretty much like $10,000 for just court fees. That's interesting. App on the dark web a long time ago that was a hack for the DWI where you plug it into the OBD2 port. That's pretty smart. Yeah, that's why I backplayed on the lawyer part because I remember one dude, he paid $10,000 or $12,000 for an attorney and pretty much didn't get the fines. That all the other people I knew got $10,000 fines, which I thought, wow, there you go. It's like a draw. What are you going to do? Like get the fines and not get a lawyer and you pay 10 grand, or get the lawyer and not get the fines and pay 10 grand?
That's what I did with my speeding ticket. My ticket was $247 or whatever it was. The traffic attorney or whatever was $250. So it was just dismissed. So to me, it was just like it wasn't on my record for going, 55 miles over the speed limit or 60 or whatever the hell it was. It's fast. I was going too fast. I can't do math right now. I was doing 106 and a 55.
That's probably very true, Eric. Probation officer, not his, said it would have cost less to call and take a helicopter home. Which is the whole thing that I've heard about, like taking a cab home. Like a lot of people are like, "Oh, it's going to cost me $30," but if you look at the long run, like you drive home and you're drunk, it'll cost you 10 grand. So probably better to pay the $30 to get home, go to sleep, pay $30 to get back to your car in the morning, and then go wherever you have to go. And geez. Julian got booted out of the Navy for a .258 the morning after a hard night of drinking. I kicked him out of the Navy. Yeah, Navy in January for drinking underage, even though he turned 21 in February. And besides, he could die for his country 2 years prior to that. Or, yeah, 2 years prior to that. That's the part that weirds me out. Why can you die for your country, but you can't drink at 18? Which I'm all for, like, okay, die for your country when you're 21 then. But Jesus, man, that's a lot. 12-pack of High Life, five Smirnoff, bottle of Jack, and half a fifth of Captain. a fun night there. Yep. Get what you're going with, Matt. 10 grand, possibly rest of your life in a cage, death of who knows how many, and, you know, people that hit with your car with a family in it. And, yeah, it's definitely not worth it. Definitely get an Uber,
Yeah.
but I don't know. Well, no, I know. I always say never drink and drive, but if you look into the drinking and driving rules, they were actually put in at what 0.18, and that's where all the drive or the DWI tests are regulated at. But they changed it to 0.08, and yet they use the same tests. I don't know. There's a whole thing to that. Check that out. There's a whole rabbit hole to jump down. I'm one that always says that I love getting crap for this too. I'm always one that says that you should be able to drink and drive. And then everybody gets all like upset, like, oh my God, like I can't believe you said that. And I didn't say that you should be drunk and driving. I think that if you're stone sober and you grab 2 beers and you hop in your car and you have like a half-hour drive home, you should be able to drink those 2 beers on your way home. Technically speaking, I can go to a bar, drink 2 beers, get in my vehicle, and drive a half-hour home. If I get pulled over and breathalyzed, I'm still under the legal limit. So I don't see where the difference is when I'm driving and drinking a beer versus, chugging 2 shots real quick and then hopping in my vehicle and driving home. The effects are probably going to hit me a lot longer after the fact, after I get home, than they are, being in the bar and like, oh, okay, well, I already had my 2 shots. It's been a half hour after I did them. Now I'm going to go ahead and hop in my vehicle and drive home. That's more like, drunk driving than, leaving wherever you're at, driving a half hour, having 2 beers, and just slowly drinking them as you go home. But I love bringing that up because everybody thinks that I'm trying to say that you should be able to be drunk while you're driving, and I'm like, no, 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 no. We already have a law against that.
What?
But my biggest argument about drinking and driving laws or open container laws is so pretty much what you're telling me is people are going to go ahead and drink and drive anyway. And by that, I mean like being stone sober, getting in their vehicle and drinking like 1 or 2 beers. But because we have an open container law, that gives them in their mind, the wherewithal to just chuck that can right out their window and onto the side of the road. Because if they get pulled over, then they're going to get a open container charge. Whereas if we didn't have an open container rule, then you would just throw that in the back seat. You get pulled over. Yeah, I had 1 beer on my way home. No big deal. Are you drunk? Let's test. You're not drunk. Okay, get home. And then there's not trash on the side of the road.
Mm-mm. Hold on.
So, Susie, do you have cops and RCMP? Or are all your cops RCMP? Or are the RCMP like our state cops? Because around here we have local cops, We have sheriff's office, and then we have state cops. We have like 3 different branches that can do whatever. I doubt they were on a horse, Julian. That would be hilarious because I'm pretty sure they wouldn't have caught her in her car. They only have 1 horsepower. She had multiple. Contrary to popular belief, the Mounties are not just in the mountains. Figured. Oh, yeah. So the RCMP, that would be like your feds? Because I forgot about that. Okay, then we have our local police, then we have our sheriff's office, then we have the state police, then we have the feds, and then not only that, but then we have the feds with the alcohol, tobacco, and firearms division. We have the other feds would be the FBI. We also have the SBI, which is State Bureau of Investigations, which is within the state. We've got, geez, oh man, Homeland Security. We've got, you name it. We've got tons of them. So if you only have 2, you got the RCMP, and then you got like the Winnipeg PD, then that sounds like a lot less cops up there. Oh man, that's way less. Well, I don't know about way less, but that's way less bureaus up there. We have a ton. I went out today for like, I don't know, an hour, and I saw like 3 different local police. I saw a sheriff's office. I saw a state police officer, and then multiple undercover. I don't know what they were. Oh yeah, I know that. I think in LA, I think they have the same amount of people that you guys have in Canada. I think it's greater metropolitan LA. I think it's like 20 or 30 million. Every Canadian loves to bring up Justin Trudeau. It cracks me up. We got Trump. Oh man, yeah. Julian just totally reminded me of a bunch. I forgot. Like we got constables, the park police, game wardens.
And also, Julian, don't forget, we got the Texas Rangers too. Not the baseball team either.
No, the Texas Walker style.
Yeah.
Or no, not Texas. What's his name? Something Walker?
Texas Ranger.
Walker, Texas. Yeah. Or Walker, comma Texas Ranger. I was trying to fit a first and last name in there.
Yeah.
Julian, same thing I heard about with the Pennsylvania Game Commission. But learning more about warrants and stuff like that, I think if you got a constitutional lawyer, I'm pretty sure you could fight that. If they were wrong, you could fight that and sue the living crap out of them. Because that's like the whole definition of having a warrant. Like you have to have probable cause. Is it probable cause, particularly describing the persons and places to be searched and the things or persons to be seized. So without that, you don't have, well, yeah, never mind. I'm not getting into a legal thing. I have never seen that one, Eric. Oh, yeah, Susie, we have those too. Those are in addition to like the park wardens and the game wardens. Then you got like the cadets and stuff like that. Exactly. There you go, Julian. See, Julian's nailing it out. And mall cops and Walmart security. America, land of the free.
America.
No, I already said no, but Charles, have you seen the episode of Walker with Haley Joel Osment? Oh, wait, I'm thinking of the wrong guy. Haley Joel Osment, the kid from the uh, I Can See Dead People movie.
Yeah.
I was thinking of the crazy evangelical guy that lives down by you. Joel Osment, or what's his name? Joel.
I don't know what. Are you talking about the guy from in Sixth Sense?
No, I'm thinking of the evangelical guy that like bought a stadium, and that's like their headquarters, and
That's Joel Osteen.
that guy Olstein. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah. I see them a lot down here. Don't get me started on them. I'm a Christian person, but they're I don't know. Whatever. I'm not getting into that. It just his dad was a preacher, and then all of a sudden he did that. Okay, for me this is what gets me. They smile too much. They just smile too much. I don't trust people that smile that damn much because it's like it's a sheep and wolf clothing, smiling that damn much. I don't know. I just don't trust it. So I don't know. I'm just saying. That's my point of view on that. They just smile too damn much. Come and join us. I mean, just constantly. It's always smiling. Anyway, that's my rant on that. Sorry. I'm not trying to offend anybody. Like I said, I'm a Christian, so that's just not my thing there.
Oh, that's too great. That guy definitely does smile too much.
Him and his wife. Well, I mean, I would be smiling too if I had that many millions of dollars. So if I had that many millions of dollars funneling in for that, yeah, I'd be smiling too.
Yeah, good point. I own a stadium, and that's just our headquarters.
Right.
I didn't know he owned a stadium until I saw that hurricane roll through, and then there was like all that controversy of whether he did or didn't open it. I don't know what the hell happened, but
Well, he's saying he was refusing to help with the shelter aid or whatever during the Hurricane Harvey.
yeah, because he was flooded, but then other people like showed pictures where he wasn't flooded, but then like he showed, I don't know, whatever. I wasn't there. Again, the only thing like I saw that whole controversy, and the only thing that I noticed was exactly what you said. That guy smiles way too much in pictures.
It's everywhere. Everything is smile.
And not just smiling, it's like gigantic smile.
Oh yeah, but it's like I would be like that too. I mean, because if I would be smiling ear to ear, if I had that many millions of dollars. But like I said, I'm not judging. That's something you're not supposed to do. So, it is what it is. I'm just saying. I think twice about people who smile that much.
I was advocating drinking and driving a minute ago.
I'm getting one step closer to advocating getting rid of your pets, especially ones that are acting a fool. Never could guess which one that might be.
Not the Sleeping Beauty.
No, not her. Maybe he'll calm down. You gonna calm down? No, he's gonna piss her. He's gonna piss her off and then start something. Then they're both gonna start barking. Anyway, what are we talking about? Oh, here in Canada, we're gonna be paying taxes on taxes. How in the hell does that make sense? Some shape or form it does.
Well, here in North Carolina, I paid tax for my vehicle, and yet every year when I register it, I have to pay tax on it again. How does that make sense? I already paid tax on it. I bought that thing for a lot of money, and then I paid a lot of tax on that. And then every year I got to pay, oh, slightly smaller tax. And then the next year, slightly smaller tax. Like, I already paid tax. And registration is a tax. Like, what the hell are you doing, man? Like, I got to pay registration and tax? They're acting like, but your tax is going down. And I'm like, not my registration tax.
Yes, Julian cichlids would do that. I had hundreds of them in 100 gallon. That's why you overpopulate. I mean, over a stock of cichlid tank. Cannot tell you how many cichlids were wounded by other ones. So, some of the prettiest freshwater fish you're going to get, but they're mean as hell. Don't ever put any other kind of fish besides a pleco or a couple other fish with cichlids because it ain't going to work.
Yep. I went to the store and I was like, I want to get like a half dozen piranhas. And they were like, oh, well, what are you going for? And I'm like, I just want the meanest fish you got. And they're like, let me introduce you to these other fish. They're called cichlids. I was like, oh, really? And I think I got like a dozen of them. And yeah, like you said, you put anything. I don't even know if no, I never had a pleco back then. But any other fish, you'd put it in there, and there'd only be like a one little tiny piece of floating fish the next day.
Yeah, I mean, I had it was a bristlenose pleco, which are small. They only got like 5 inches. They were pretty small. But man, what's weird is hearing you have your tank going and you hear this like noise. You know what the hell? And it's them fish slamming against each other because they come right out of the rock and just nail them and just dive into them right there and just slam them against the glass. And them fish are ruthless. You get near their territory, and they start having baby cichlids. It's even worse. Then that's protein though too. So once they spit out the eggs and stuff, that's it. It's like protein for them. You just see them all just getting devoured, most of them, and you see the few that know where to hide, and they make it through. And you're like, once they get to a pretty good size, you're like, yes, he's gonna make it.
I remember the cichlids I had. If I got too close to the tank and just put my hand by the side, they get all mad.
Yeah. Yep, they're pretty mean fish, but God, they're pretty. But I don't miss that at all. But see, I had African cichlids, so I don't know if you're talking about South American or North American cichlids or which kind, but I had African cichlids.
I want to say they were African, but I can't remember. That was like 25 years ago.
Yeah, don't miss that at all. I mean, it's a lot of work to maintain aquariums.
Yeah, not to mention you.
My biggest fear, even though I knew it wasn't ever going to happen, was that one day I'd come in here and the 100 gallons it was all on the living room floor because something happened. That was my biggest worry, that I was going to have 100 gallons of water somewhere, and that wouldn't be pretty. Not 100 gallons in a living room.
think all I had was like a 20-gallon tank. But you had like the tank with the cichlids, and you had another tank with the the bait fish that you would put into there to feed them, and all that different stuff.
Mine just ate pelletized food.
Oh, these ones ate actual fish. I had to have a whole nother tank with just like goldfish where I could
Yeah,
scoop them out and dump them
mine
in.
didn't have feeder fish. Mine were just pellets. I think I have one of those videos. I don't think I ever made it public. That one. My tank.
I think I've ever had anything over like a 20-gallon tank. Would you recommend transplanting a super hot into your garden out of a large pail? I would say just do it.
I transplant them all the time. I jumped them from 1, 3, 5, 7 for fabric pot.
Shouldn't be that big of a deal. Should be almost the same thing. Water them in when you're done. Should be good to go.
Yep.
Pay attention to them the next morning. If they need water, give them more water.
Yeah, I just did that and gave them some fish fertilizer with it in the water, and it's good to go. It's really easy to do out of fabric pots, smart pots, whatever. You just fold the damn things over. I mean, you just get them and you just kind of work the bottom end of it, and then you just fold the whole thing, and the whole thing will just come out. And then you just go from one to the next. You just make that area bigger for the next pot and throw it in there. And then those roots are going to be. What are you after? Why are you after stuff that I never see always on this live stream?
You get it, Maverick. Depends on what kind of pail that it is. If it's just like a pot kind of thing, just I like to put the plant right between my Klingon fingers or whatever, and then just turn it upside down and support the whole plant upside down with my one hand, and then just dig a big enough hole, put the whole thing right in the hole, and water it in when you're done. Now, if you're talking about double cup, that could get tricky. You might have to start cutting up the cup and stuff like that.
Yeah. But cutting the cup's easy. Like I said, if you do the corner snips, you're good. It's easy to just go right through with it, and then it just falls right out. So, I mean, you can have the hole down the center, but it's easier if you do the four corners. For me, it is because
I do the center holes, and they're a pain in the butt. So yeah, I totally agree with you. Because you get those like roots starting to grow kind of thick in the center, right through those holes, and next thing you know, you gotta cut the cup.
Yeah.
Yeah. It said try air. That'll work. Or just turn it upside down. It should just fall right out. See his head just barely popping above the camera.
What are you after? Yeah. Do you even know?
I can sense you're on a live stream. You must be doing something.
I think that's what it is. Oh, I know he wants attention. He always wants attention. But the thing is, he always gets attention. I know he wants more, but we'll do a show just on you one day.
Keep the questions coming, Susie.
Yeah. That was kind of a slow night tonight. It's been a long day at work. If you tuned in earlier, I ate a whole pod, a Mojo Orange Tiger. That was within the first 15 minutes.
What is the night before Cinco de Mayo?
Yeah, that's true. Oh, yeah, I almost got a Merle. But I got Maverick instead, which I'm happy with. Unless he's making whining sounds when I'm trying to do the live stream, because he's randomly looking for something, I guess, to play with, but he doesn't really want to play. He just wants to aggravate me. Right, Maverick? Yeah, mine did too. Um, she brought, I mean, when she was showing me Maverick, he just instantly just bam, just right to me. And then she's like, oh, well, I guess you're bonded now. And that's truthful. And they got a strong bond on you, really strong. Because once they know who their owner is and that's who they're bonded to, they're just always after you, always looking for you, always annoying the hell out of you on live streams, those type of things. Right, Maverick? Come here. Why can't you be like Fiona? Fiona, you want to do on the live stream? What? Here. Fiona's going to be on the live. See, they want all the attention. Did I mention that they're loud? What? Fiona's not happy. I don't care. She's not happy. You're deafening the people on live stream. No. Yes. Calm down. Make up to Fiona.
You hear what she keeps saying? She keeps saying, Rob, Rob.
That was Fiona. Fiona, he does he like paws her and like pisses her off. It like aggravates the hell out of her. Then she's like, I've had enough with you. Stop. Leave me alone. All I want to do is sleep, and you want to do is make noise and do things. Right. See, he makes like Chewbacca noises. It's May 4th. Yes, it is.
Happy May 4th to you, Maverick.
May May the fourth be with you too, Maverick. This is what I go through a lot.
Yeah, so good luck, Susie.
They're not all that way. And I have two of them, two dogs. So, Fiona's, well, she's set in her ways. She was with me by just me and her were 6 years together. So more, a little bit more than 6 years. Then she's like, "Why the hell did you get this other one? Why? Why the hell did you do it? We had such a good thing going, just me and you. I would just lay on your lap, be quiet, not do anything, sleep all day, snore, and then you had to get this one. He's up at 5 o'clock in the morning, ready to go get his soccer ball or frisbee or whatever else it is at the pitch black outside, ready to play."
Yeah, that's gonna be a lot of fun, Susie. 3 declawed cats and a puppy.
And an Aussie. Yeah, that'd be interesting chats. What's going on in Susie's life these days?
We're gonna need like a once a week update on the live stream.
Because I mean, if you ever watch those, he's like, "How did Aussie change my life? How did my Aussie change my life?" And it always starts out, "Well, it's great, but I will tell you such and such and such and such." And I'm like, I was watching those videos. I'm like, I wonder if this is going to happen. It happens. Like I said, they're a very energetic dog. They want to do things, and you get. I mean, that's usually after work. That's what I do. Today, just going kicking the soccer ball. I'm trying not to do a lot of the frisbee thing because he hit his paw or whatever was hurt. And plus, throwing frisbees really isn't that great for dogs when they catch it in midair. So that's just an FYI because like someone told me when I was doing the obedience training, which you see how obedient Maverick is. Um, is how many dogs are really injured. You don't see that when you look at all these contests, like all these dogs doing these amazing things with all these frisbees. But if you see like behind the scenes, how many are just like severely injured because of twist and they're landing on body parts wrong and everything else because all those trick shots that they do with the frisbees don't always work out perfectly.
Yeah, I think I misspoke, Susie. I didn't mean declawed. I meant still clawed.
I would never declaw a cat. That's just me. I mean, sorry.
I don't know. I don't think I'd ever have a cat. But if I did, I'd probably not wanna declaw the cat. But as far as what Julian asked, would you spay or neuter them? I've heard a lot of good arguments for both. But I've had 2 female dogs. They've never been spayed.
Both of my dogs have been fixed. That's also usually a lot. It depends if you get a full-blooded dog. That's part of the deal, the contract. You can't get the papers if papers are mean anything to you, unless you get them spayed. They show proof you got them spayed or neutered because they don't want you messing with their bloodline.
Yep. And both of mine were purebred, but I don't believe they ever actually gave me the papers. But I never tried to breed them, so it doesn't really matter to me.
Yeah.
But I heard that if you neuter male dogs, they will actually calm down. Like if you let your male dog go until like 8 months or whatever, then neuter it, then it like considerably calms down.
Well, Maverick was. See, I just got him done a few months ago, so that was 14 months. Because for those type of dogs, they said that the longer you wait, they build up, so they get their full thing. So uh,
Stop.
their tone and body is better if you wait. Because you can wait almost 2 years if you had to get them fixed. The male dogs.
Isn't that when they actually come into maturity?
Yeah, but if you want, like I said, that's what they said that you can hold off to make sure that they're full form, so they're through growing and everything else is good, and then they'll just go and it'll be better for him. So that I waited till he was like 14 months. Now you want to go back outside? I swear if I let you outside and you come right back to the window and then I get it up the second time and you look at me and then run off when I get to the window, I'm gonna be mad. June bugs. That's what he's going crazy after.
Mine goes nuts over those little lizards. I think they're called anole,
I know.
Aonanole.
Uh-huh. We see
Yeah,
them
she
with
goes
geckos
nuts.
here. The albino geckos. That's what we have a lot out here. They're like a cream kind of color.
And Julian, we have tons of feral cats around here, to the point where before I ever moved here, so like the 90s, they actually had bounties out for them. So if you would actually shoot the feral cats and bring them in, you would get like $5 a cat or whatever. But if you looked up the numbers on how many songbirds that house cats kill each year, it's like, I forget, 2 or 3 billion or trillion songbirds they kill every year, just in the United States. Oh, and Eric wants to know where Maverick got his name. Where do you think, Eric?
That would be Top Gun.
There you
It's like
go.
Susie was
Oh,
saying.
yes.
Yes, Maverick.
See, Susie put that
At
right
one
in.
point, I wanted to get a male French bulldog so I can name him Shrek. And so I have Shrek and Fiona. But then I chose not to go that option.
Was that Cameron Diaz? Was
Yes,
Fiona?
Fiona.
Oh man.
But I chose not to get another French bulldog. I love French bulldogs, but they're high maintenance.
Matt says he wants to make me a nice YouTube banner for my channel. What do I want on it? I don't know. Surprise me.
Yeah. So have some vodka, some
Yeah.
par-
Oh
party.
man, let me break out the vodka. It's Friday night. I don't know. I'm all over the map, and well, we talked. Heck with it. I'll share this with all you guys. Before we went live, I was sharing with Rob and Charles. If you YouTube or Google search Revtos TV and then BitChute, BITCHUTE.com, some guy put together a channel review of my YouTube channel.
Why don't you put that link in the comments, Rev, so people could just go and click on it?
I guess I can copy that over here. I don't know if it'll work. Every time I put a link in there, it doesn't work. But yeah, so there was. But if you Google it, it will. Good point, Julian. It should say what's going on YouTube. I've said that in almost every single video.
As you can see.
As you can see, exactly. Man, I hear that every single day. But no, it just blows my mind. I have no clue why this guy made a video, but it's pretty weird.
Yeah, but we see some weirdos.
And I well, the other night I was Googling a video that I made, the allotment challenge, and I was trying to find out when I did it. And I Googled that name with my name, and I found out that I've got like an Austrian YouTube knockoff uh, version of my channel. I've got like a Chinese knockoff YouTube version of my channel. I've got a Spanish knockoff YouTube version of my channel. I've got like all French. I've got tons of different things. It's really, really weird. Yep, that would be the guy, Julian. Chaco Asylum. I don't know. It freaked me out when I first saw it because that's the very beginning is my Allegheny City Farms hot sauce challenge. And I'm like, this guy's ripping off my video. And then I hear music playing, and I'm like, I never add music to my videos. And then next thing you know, like this guy's voice starts coming in, like trying to describe my channel. And it was really, really weird. And it was made back in February. So this guy was trying to sum up like 920 videos in like whatever 7 minutes or something. No, I've never been busy because apparently he found me. And Susie, who did Charles, somebody else? Who did we tell you to watch?
When?
I don't know. Susie said I saw that guy you told me to watch.
Oh yeah, that guy.
Oh, the guy.
Yeah, the dude. I didn't get that when she messaged me the other day. I was like,
Oh.
that guy.
Right, that guy.
Yeah, yeah. He's another one that's kind of different, but I'm not saying his name on here.
But who is Chaco Asylum, Julian? You kind of jumped right on that like you knew who he was. I've never heard of him before. I just found that video and was like, what the heck is this, man? Why is that there?
Let's see what Chaco Asylum.
Hey, so what's up, Bloomberg? Man, I could go for an epic cookout right now.
And me too.
Uh, well, he didn't have a lot of views on his video of me, so I was like, okay, I don't think it's that big of a deal.
Chaco Asylum.
Kind of the same way, like I found all those other different languages of my own YouTube channel, but like a knockoff YouTube channel. When I saw that, I'm like, yeah, not really concerned about that. What? He's got 938 videos? All right. Well, he copied every single one of mine.
Yeah, I would still be if it was really epic. I would still be going. This is only 10:57 Central Time. Any part of the chicken. It doesn't matter for Rev. As long as it's chicken.
As long as it's chicken. First couple or first page or something. I don't really see anything much about the guy, but Go into that more later. I don't know. Apparently, he likes my channel. No, my you're talking about my epic cookout. No, my epic cookout would be thighs, breast, and legs, and brisket, even wings, smoked ribs, any kind of meat, any kind of way you could do it. Just regular old cooked on the grill, smoked, doesn't matter. All of it.
Some beer can chicken.
Oh, heck yeah. Wouldn't be a party without that.
It's amazing what that beer can will do.
Yeah, it keeps that moisture in.
Yep.
Yeah, any of the smokers are great, Susie. Charcoal is awesome, but you got to maintain it. You can get that like infrared smoker. That's awesome too. The any of them.
Brisket is really, you got to cook it a long time. I mean, a brisket, you need to cook it a long time.
Oh yeah, like what is it, 27 hours or something like that?
Yeah. Then, get everything you're going to make it so you can have good bark. You got to have bark.
Applesauce would be a awesome ingredient when you smoke brisket or anything. I would like keep the moisture in. Thanks, Eric. His favorite part of any of my Rev sauce reviews is I'd like to try it on some chicken. I usually do too. Ooh. See, that's the only problem. Julian said he'll do a 24-hour marinade and 18-hour smoke. That's my only problem with smoked. It is the absolute best way to have any kind of meat, but it takes forever. I remember like one 4th of July, my brother-in-law made smoked wings, and I'm not that big on wings. They were the absolute best wings I've ever had. They were smoked, and they took like 8 hours to cook. We had like 8 wings, like full wings, like the entire wing, like the tip of the wing, the middle of the wing, and the arm of the wing kind of thing. And there was only about 8 of them, and they took like 8 hours. So we brought them inside, and we're like, "Oh, this is gonna be great." Well, there was like 8 of us. So like each of us broke into them. We're like, "This is the greatest wing I've ever had." And like within a minute, we were done. We're like, "Well, when's the next stuff gonna be done?" Like, well, probably another 8 hours. That's the only problem I have with smoked stuff. But if you get a big enough smoker and cook it, then you should be good. Luckily, he did a ton of things. He did like ribs, wings, I think some kind of chicken, like chicken thighs or something like that. Um, he didn't do anything awesome like brisket or brisket's one of my absolute favorites of all smoked meats. But like you said, that takes forever to cook. But I mean, well, not same thing, but same thing. Well, I guess kind of the same thing. If you want like really good smoked North Carolina style barbecue, that stuff. Good luck with that, man. Like you got to start that on Friday morning, and you'll be able to feast on Sunday afternoon. But that being said, there's always something to be said about like just regular old charcoal grill throw like chicken thighs on the grill, chicken breast, whatever, steak, anything like that. Get that smoky flavor right up in the meat. It's done like in a half hour. Oh yeah. Man, Berg said fried Nashville style hot wild turkey, fried catfish, jalapeno bacon, cheddar stuffed hush puppies.
Yeah, it looks good if you see the picture.
Is it on Pepper Lovers?
No, it's a
Uh,
text message.
I'm not big on hush puppies, but jalapeno bacon cheddar stuffed hush puppies? That sounds awesome.
Yeah, it looks really good. Too bad I'm a few hundred miles away.
Well, technically, I think we're both halfway.
Yeah,
We both headed his way. We could make it there about the same time. Maybe the next batch will be done.
could be.
Heck yeah. Now I'm down with every single thing. Now I'm hungry.
So,
Maybe what?
Batman did say he's doing that Death Nut challenge tomorrow. So that should be fun to watch.
So he is going tomorrow?
Yeah, it's
Sweet.
like right when we started the live stream. I guess he posted that. So I don't know what time, but I imagine 6ish my time, 7 years probably.
Make sure, make sure you click that bell for Batman. Make sure you watch his Death Nut challenge tomorrow.
Yeah, I got to work tomorrow, so I'm gonna try to watch it. One way or the other, I'll watch it. It just may not be live, but I'm gonna try to watch it live.
I will definitely be there if he's doing that. I don't know. Should we all take bets, Julian? What does everybody think? Does Batman, will he eat all the Death Nuts? As a team player, I want to say yes, he will. What do you think, Charles?
I would do it. I mean, even if it was painful, just to do it.
The only thing that I see getting to be a problem was the whole procedure of it.
Yeah.
Because what was it, like a minute 20 every time or whatever?
Much it was 30 seconds chew, 90 seconds talk about it.
Yeah. The only problem I saw was, and no, like taking a drink, which I get that's part of the challenge, but I only imagine that the salt content that's in there, or at least the perceived salt content, you at least got to like take a swish of water or something like that. But I guess that's, part of the whole challenge.
Like I said, I'm not saying either way because I mean I'm not sure. I don't know how they are. All I know is that I've seen several people do it, and most have the same result as far as the way they feel towards them. Which
Yeah,
are
I'm only basing it off of Russ and Rob, because
yeah.
both of them were like, "Oh, it's like so salty, and just need a drink." Which I wish we could all agree on, like a drink that wouldn't be beneficial, like water or beer or something along that line, something where everybody agrees, like, yeah, that's not going to help you any. And then like, yeah, well, it's something wet to wet your mouth. That way you don't have a dry mouth kind of thing.
Right.
Then I'd be all for that. Maybe it'd be spiced vodka. Do a shot of spiced vodka in between each one. And Probably wouldn't recommend that, but what's up, Anthony? Dropping in to say hi.
Anthony.
There you go. Subcool Radio. Don't know that guy, but maybe a shot glass of water. That works.
Yeah.
Just to, wet the palate. Not only that, but water doesn't do anything but, swish the oils around. So, or like Susie said, fireball. That'll work. Huh. All right. Well, I still agree with your with your comment, Matt. Shot glass of water. That works. Water should just swish the oils around and kind of make it worse. I don't know. I kind of think of it, it's not exactly, not even close, but I kind of think of it as like that, what is it? The saltine challenge where you can't eat like 7 saltines in a minute or whatever. I don't even remember what the numbers are, but you can't eat an X amount of, what is it, 10 saltines in a minute or, but that's the way I look at it. Like, just had like a little bit of water. Well, I guess, nah, it's a completely different challenge, but yeah, and I'm pretty sure, Susie, you heard that from me. For the most part, it's a mental thing, but there is a point where it's just kind of overkill, and next thing you know, yeah, exactly. Your pain receptors accept it as a pain, except you hit a point where your stomach's like, there's no way we're keeping this around. And then next thing you know, you throw it up. But I've only had that happen one time out of all of the super hots I've eaten. But, and Matt, no, I'm not a Reddit user. My buddy will send me Reddit posts, but I don't. It's so confusing over there. I don't know how to find stuff. My buddy does, and he'll send me links like, you got to check this out, and I'll look at it and I'm like, that's a great post. But as far as like me going there, no. Yeah, the pain in your mouth, yeah, you can handle all that.
I don't know how to do that either, that Reddit stuff. Charles getting tired.
You want to call it, call it.
I'm calling it for myself.
As Jillian said the other night, he was on the Hangouts with Russ before the chip challenge and ate a habanero just to give him courage.
Yeah, well, I'm Charles P. You can check me out. YouTube, Google Plus, Lover Marketplace. Here Monday, Wednesday, Fridays. Sometimes make appearances on other people's channels. Those type of things. And that's pretty much about it.
Sweet. Well, I'm me. You're on my channel, so you should know who I am. So, thanks for hanging out. Doing a live thing. We got no narrator, so me and Charles were trying to keep up with the chat. But make sure you give Rob some crap about that, leaving us here, and he didn't even come back drunk.
I know.
What's up with that? That would be the decent thing to do. Anyway, that's it. We're out of here.
Check out Batman tomorrow's live stream. Watch him do the Death Net challenge.
Yeah, Death Nuts tomorrow. Make it Wayne. Make sure you're there. I'll
More
be there.
Turkey Hill ice cream is in his future.
We'll catch y'all on the next live stream. So see you in the chat tomorrow. We'll catch you on Monday.
Later.